Preserving classic video games can be challenging, especially when intellectual properties are entangled in complex licensing agreements. Given the growing prominence of Marvel films and the competitive nature of fighting games, it seemed inevitable for the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise to make a return. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classic is a long overdue modern remaster of some of Capcom's best fighting games. These are gems that were almost lost to the retro gaming archives. Thankfully, a Sega Saturn expansion cartridge is no longer necessary to enjoy them. This collection serves as a time capsule, taking us back to an era when Marvel was already a big deal, despite not yet being the media powerhouse it is today. Capcom, having gained access to Marvel characters, used this opportunity to create some of the most experimental fighting games. With these titles polished for modern displays and all regional variations included, Arcade Classic offers both newcomers and veterans a very satisfying glimpse into the past.
Noisy pixel.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classic's namesake may be the most well-known title, but the journey begins with X-Men Children of Atom. This one-on-one fighting game established the foundation for what was to come, and despite being overshadowed by its sequels, it's still worth revisiting today. The balanced fighting system and richly detailed character sprites make it feel like you're playing through the pages of a comic book. The colorful backgrounds too hold up surprisingly well, contributing to the game's comic-like atmosphere. Marvel's superheroes expanded the concept by incorporating the characters from beyond the X-Men universe, including Captain America and Spider-Man. The addition of the Infinity Gems as power-ups was an exciting twist, as they offered temporary boosts like enhanced strengths and special moves. While this mechanic doesn't always translate well into competitive play, it's a fun feature for more casual fans. The game's focus on the Infinity Gauntlet storyline would later become even more relevant for fans of the MCU. The collection really picks up the momentum with X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the first official entry in the Versus series. This game introduced the tag team gameplay that would become a hallmark of the franchise. Its character roster was carefully balanced and its vibrant artwork remains a joy to look at. The fast-paced tag team fighting system here laid the groundwork for what would later evolve into the beloved Marvel vs. Capcom series. What follows is Marvel's Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, but it's an entry that feels somewhat overshadowed by the games around it. While the gameplay is solid, it lacks the novelty of its predecessor and the refined character creation of later entries. Fans with nostalgic ties to this game may still enjoy it, but for most, it's likely to be a brief stopover before moving to the collection's headliner titles.
Web swing! Web swing! Spider sting! Spider sting! Web swing! Spider sting! Spider! Spider-Man wins! Spider sense tingle!
The highlight of the collection is undoubtedly Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. This is where Capcom perfected the tag team formula. The game's dynamic 2D graphics and masterfully curated character roster made it an instant classic. The assist system added a new layer of strategy, allowing players to bring in an additional character for combo assists. The art direction and presentation are top-notch, blending Capcom's distinct aesthetic with Marvel's superheroes' flair in a way that has never been quite matched since. The final game in the collection is Marvel vs. Capcom 2: New Age of Heroes, and it's where things get serious. This game remains a staple in competitive fighting tournaments and will likely see the most play in online multiplayer. Instead of following the 2 vs 2 formula of previous titles, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 opts for a massive 3 vs 3 battle system, offering 56 characters to choose from. The combat mechanics are deeper and more complex, which makes this the game of choice for dedicated fighting game enthusiasts. That said, the visual presentation of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 leaves a little to be desired. The backgrounds, which use 2.5D graphics, feel lifeless compared to the vibrant 2D environments of its predecessors. Still, the technical ambition of this game is undeniable, and its place in this collection is well earned. Beyond the individual games, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection offers several modern enhancements, including full online multiplayer support and detailed training modes. Players can analyze frame data and character hitboxes, making this collection a valuable resource for both casual players and competitive fighters. Oh yeah, one last thing. A surprising inclusion in this collection is the Punisher arcade game, which is a lesser known but still beloved beat 'em up from Capcom's archives. Its appearance is a welcome bonus for fans of retro gaming and adds even more variety to the already robust lineup. Further, the collection also includes a robust museum gallery filled with official artwork, offering fans a nostalgic visual experience. Even more impressive is the inclusion of the game's iconic soundtracks all in one place. These features perfectly highlight the creative energy that defined the era when Capcom and Marvel combined forces. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classic brings together some of the most influential fighting games in history, all with modern polish and additional features along with the much needed scanline filters. Whether you're a casual fan looking to experience these games for the first time or a seasoned fighting game enthusiast eager to dive into Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournaments, this collection offers something for everyone. Capcom's creativity was on full display during the era that these games released, and this collection preserves that legacy for a new generation. It's a must-have for anyone who appreciates the fighting genre or has a love for pop culture crossovers. Noisy Pixel is giving Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth and subscribe to keep up with all our future content.
Noisy Pixel.